So I'm going to pause this real quick. I'm making butter, and all you have to do is use a hand mixer or get your cake mixer. I forgot the proper, your mixer, your stand mixer, and heavy whipping cream. And I used a 32 ounce, and it's been on there for about 5-10 minutes maybe. And you literally, after that long, it turns into whipped cream. See? Okay. So after a while, it'll turn into the whipped cream. So if you want to make homemade whipped cream, all you have to do is get your heavy whipping cream and then put it in there. Now what I'll do is I'm kind of scraping the sides of it, because like the butter at Sam's and or Walmart is getting more expensive, right? We all know that. So these are just different ways that you can make it your own. Make it unsalted or salted. I'll show you how I salt it later. But you can put it in there and you literally just continue to let it go. In a little bit, you'll see it start to separate. It meaning the whipped cream. I'm sorry, the heavy whipping cream. The stages is it's going to be the heavy whipping cream. After you leave it on there for about 5-10 minutes, based upon the speed that you do it for, then it turns into the whipped cream, which is what I showed you. Then you let it continue to keep going. I'm just telling you, there's like various things you can make, right? So you could make whipped cream from the heavy whipping cream and then just sweeten it however you choose to sweeten it, with whatever sweetener you choose. And then if you keep letting this go, it will start to make butter. Now, what will happen, and I'll show you because I'm just going to leave it on, is that the buttermilk will separate from the butter itself. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just push start so y'all can see the process, because every time I'm like, I'm going to come on here and do this, I tend not to do it. So this is the whipping cream stage, and this is the mixer we have. I know there's different various sizes and speeds and stuff, and I have mine like at a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Again, welcome back to 24/7 Kingdom Woman, and I'm just making some butter simply out of heavy whipping cream. That's all you need, and a standstill mixer like this or a hand mixer. And then typically, I put a cloth over it because it can start to splash. Oh, no, you're fine. Did I call you for something? Oh, yeah, why don't you just play that outside? It's hard to see outside. Okay. That's yours. Oh, okay. I thought it was hers. It was too hot. The whole fruit. She loves fruit. Okay. Maybe she'll want to eat it later. Okay, so for the purposes, like educational purposes, I don't know if you can tell, but it's starting to kind of turn yellow. So I don't know. Let me try to put lighting on there. Sorry. Okay, so it's starting to turn a little bit yellow or yellower. than it was before. So now we know we're getting close to the time of butters coming. The milk is going to start separating from the cream. Oops, sorry. Yeah, the milk is going to start separating from the cream. So I like doing it like this because sometimes when you buy the salted butter in store, it's not quite as pronounced. And then I'll show you the salt that I use once we get to that time. So it's a little bit yellow. I hope that you guys can see it. But this is just the time where the cream is going to start to emulsify or start to separate and become the buttermilk, and then now you'll start to see the butter come about. So I'm going to restart it. And honestly, you could just put it on here and walk away. I've done that before. I just don't want like a huge mess. So you see it's getting thicker now, and it's kind of starting to like curd up. And I hope that you can see that it's really turning yellow, like a light yellow, but it is. So this is exciting because now you're going to start to see it. And, it's still the whipped cream consistency, and it actually tastes like it. So for those who may be like diabetic or watching their sugar, keto, or low carb, and say you do not want to, say for instance, you don't want to add a sweetener to it, you don't have to. What you could do is just eat it like this. Just have it just like this. You don't need to add a sweetener to it, because if your taste buds are sensitive, and mine are, I could taste the sweetness in the cream. But let's say, for instance, you do want to sweeten, then you can. But I'm going to turn it around so you can see. And now it's starting to turn yellow, and you see the milk dropping. I don't know if you can see that. The milk is starting to drop from the cream. So it's going to start to separate now, and this is where we see the beauty happen with the milk separating from the cream to turn it into butter. And then we're going to have buttercream, which would be the liquid consistency, and then you'll have the butter. And you'll start to see it separate. So I'm going to leave it really, really close and restart it. Hopefully that's good lighting. And you're starting to see it separate. You're starting to see the color change into the yellow, and it's starting to curd up. So I love, love, love making my own butter because I know how much salt I'm adding to it. Or you can have it unsalted, or you can make your own whipped cream or creamer for your coffee or whatever, you know. I don't know what's wrong with my lighting. Okay, so this is exciting. So now you see, let me show you. Okay, so you see how it's starting to curd up, okay? And you see it's yellow, right? The color's more pronounced now. And you see the cream, okay? So it's turning into butter. So exciting. It's turning into butter. And so we're going to keep letting it go. Let me just kind of scrape the sides. Okay, you see the milk? So that's buttermilk. For people who... Huh? No, it's okay. Leave it. Don't touch it. So for those folks who use buttermilk, and you know what, maybe you could leave in the comments what you use buttermilk for, because I have no idea. But I'm assuming for those who like fried chicken or fish or something, that they'll use that as a part of the batter, the buttermilk. So I'm learning like how to store it. Do you store it just like regular milk? Can you drink it like regular milk? I don't think so. I'm assuming you just cook with it. But anyway, you see that it's separating itself, which is really cool, right? And so the butter is starting to come about. So I just wanted to kind of scrape the sides and like walk y'all through this just in case you're interested in doing it. And again, for those who may have just logged on, my name is Katharina Arquette. Welcome to 24/7 Kingdom Woman. And I'm making homemade butter from whipping cream. That's it. And then you just put it in your mixer or your handheld. You use your handheld device to mix it. And I walked through the stages, so you'll have to go back and watch the video. But it starts, of course, as cream and then turns into whipped cream. So hey, you want to make whipped cream, do it yourself. And then now we have the butter. So I'm going to go ahead and lower it. And of course you can see the liquid consistency, right? That's the buttermilk. So we're going to lower it. And now it's going to get a little nasty as far as splashing goes because the milk is separating from the butter. So typically I just get my cloth. Typically I just get a cloth and I cover it because it's going to start splashing while it goes. And I try to have as least mess as possible. But I'll try to watch it. That's why I'm trying to watch it with you guys. So you see it's a lot of fluid in there and it's starting to become the butter that we all know and love. Okay.
Are you making bread?
No, I'm not making bread right now. I'm just making the butter. Okay, so you see it was about to get really crazy here. So I'm glad that usually I walk away and then I come back to a huge mess. Okay. So now we're going to lift this and you're going to see that most of the butter is in. Look. Look, the butter. Okay. So we have the butter and I'm going to let the milk kind of strain. There's probably little butter chunks in there and I'm going to get that. I'm going to wash my hands again so that it's clean, and then I'm going to put water and ice in a bowl to do a water or an ice bath. What this does is it hardens the butter. Once the butter is hardened, then you're able to salt the butter. But the water is going to help harden it, and it's not going to be like the store-bought one where it's really, really hard and you have to let it kind of sit out to thaw out. It'll be hard enough to where you can salt it, but soft enough where you can spread it on fresh bread or cornbread or whatever else that you're going to use your butter for when cooking or whatever. So it's turned into butter. I'm going to let it sit there. And as you can see the buttermilk. And I'm going to make our ice bath. Yeah, but they told you not to do it, right? Yeah. Right, Mama? Yeah, because we don't do it, right? Were they stretching? They were stretching? Yeah, we just stretch. We just stretch. That's all.
Yes, you are, Mom.
Come back. Okay, so here I have my sink. That's what you hear. And then I have my ice bowl here. And we fill this with ice. We're going to separate the butter. I'm having to move my camera, so. From here. And what you want to do is you want to kind of separate your butter from your, I'm going to move this over here. We're gonna separate it because you want to squeeze out as Elisha, can you do me a favor and get me the other bowl? Because what happens is you're gonna have to, yeah. Thank you, son. I'm gonna scoot over the bowl for the ice bath, and I'm just gonna empty all of the butter that we made from the whipping cream, the heavy whipping cream, into this container. I'm sorry, into this bowl. So you saw the whole process. Wasn't that cool? And what you do, once you do that, then we're gonna go back over to our mixer, and I'll show you the buttermilk. Okay, this is the mixer that I had, and you're gonna have to feel for the corn. Not for the corn. For the, talking about corn, I did that drop off and they didn't give me my corn, so I got to make sure they didn't charge me for that. And you're going to squeeze out. You can use a cheesecloth. I do not. My hands are clean and I'm cooking for my family. Even if I was cooking for others, always wash your hands. And you see the buttermilk. I don't know if I have my comments on. Otherwise, I would say, what do you use buttermilk for? So you just separate it, get as much of your butter out of there, and then you can just store this buttermilk or discard it. I have to see what we can use buttermilk for because you don't want to be wasteful, right? So you see the milk in there? Can you see that? Okay, so what we have to do is we have to squeeze all of the milk out of the butter before we do a bath. So squeeze it. And you keep doing that, the milk will come out. And you can see it like separating, right? Okay, so there's your butter. Now we're gonna switch over to our ice bath bowl. Okay, I'm at the sink here. I'm gonna turn my camera a little bit. And then you're gonna let. I love these bowls. This is what I prepare my bread in. I serve dinner for my family in. Oh yeah. And they're just beautiful bowls. I got them from our local box store. Not sponsored, so I'm not mentioning their names.
This?
Okay. Let it sit there for a few minutes. And again, the purpose of this ice bath is to harden the butter. See? Now it's a little harder. It's still soft, but it's a little harder. A little easier to mold. So put it in there a little longer. Not too much longer because we want to salt it. Of course, you can most definitely feel free to not salt it. Make this unsalted butter. You don't have to salt it. I like it salted. So we're going to salt ours. And the friends love it, especially when I make the bread. See how much harder it is? But yet still soft. So, and then you can still squeeze some of the milk in there. It's going to get a little bit because the ice bath. I'm not going to do it too much longer. And I have my, what am I trying to say? My butter dish. So I got to get that. So I'm going to wash my hands.
I want to have everything.
Under warm water to get this butter off.
You didn't have this.
Then I'm going to pull the butter out of the ice bath. Okay. Let me clean up my area here. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Okay. So my butter dish, I'm going to pull that out. Excuse me, baby. Thank you. This is the first time I made butter, didn't make a royal mess. So my butter dish right here, I got it from another local sister store I got my beautiful bowls from, but I'm not sponsored until we start having, I have links and all that. I won't be mentioning names. Unless it's beneficial to you guys. So if you leave it in the comments, you want me to tell you, I can tell you. But these bowls here, it comes with a serving bowl, which is a bigger bowl here, and then another serving bowl or a cereal bowl for some. Depending if it's a hubby or a teenage son or something like that. So let's get the ice out. It's been hardened, right? I had to wash my hands to get the, I had to wash my hands to get my butter dish.
In the living room. Alright, you're getting important.
So I'm kind of just squeezing out the excess. Sorry, I wasn't in the camera. Okay, so you see it's hardened, but it's soft enough. Now this is my butter dish. And I'm going to put it in the butter dish. So this would be equivalent to maybe 3 because we used the heavy whipping cream for something. Typically, it's a little bit higher. It would be to like 4 sticks, but this is equivalent to probably about 3. I'll say it's about 3 sticks. So you can definitely leave this as unsalted butter. You're good. If you're, well, usually if we're keto or low carb or Atkins or something, you don't mind the salt. But let's say you're diabetic or something, I guess it's not good for them to eat salt. So in saying that, unsalted, or you can salt it. Okay. So I'm going to show you the salt that I use. Let me just wash my hands. And you could use whatever salt you'd like. Sea salt, Himalayan salt, Baja salt. I don't know what other salt there is. I guess. Okay. So we have that. Lenore, can you go get my my purse upstairs? Look at my purse. My pink coral purse, and get my light out of there. The lighting is terrible.
The one that you went to that school.
My pink light that I usually use when filming. Okay, so this is a salt I've been using, Celtic salt. I know this is a well-known brand. I got this from a store. I know you can get it from various stores wherever you're at. And this is 1 pound. So this has lasted us a few months. Anyway, this is the salt that I use when salting my butter.
No, she didn't.
Excuse me. Yes, yes, I did.
Okay.
Okay. But you're right. You don't need to. You don't need it. Go find a toy or something. Those are my lovely 6 and 7, my children. So you just put a little bit on there, all right? Don't get crazy, because these are coarse salt, so it kind of stretches or whatever, right? So just mix it in. And the one thing I do like about it is that I know I made it myself. It's from one ingredient, heavy whipping cream, and then you can salt it however much or little as you desire. And it's so great on fresh bread, or like I'm going to make cornbread with our dinner tonight, because I made spaghetti last night. And this is a way for me, I like coming on live too, because it's a way for me to get in front of the camera and get more comfortable. It was like when I was so yeah, salt it however you'd like. And then that's probably all I'm going to add, because when you get a chunk of salt against the butter with whatever you add your butter to, it's pronounced because it's a coarse salt, yet it's like not too much, you know. And then, you know, the benefits of salt is that, you know, they say, for the longest they kept saying, don't use salt, you know, high blood pressure, blah, blah, blah. But remember, and I have friends that are doctors, family, nurses, doctors, you know, all of that. But they're practitioners. They practice on people. So, you know, we have to start to acknowledge God in all of our ways. Now we're seeing that, oh, it's okay to eat salt. It keeps fluids in your body. Magnesium. Oh, go get my charger. My phone's about to die. And I'm live. My number 5, she's my runner today. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. There's the lighting. Is that better, friends? So sorry. And because they're practicing on us, it's important to know that you still have control and autonomy over your health. So do what you got to do. And like for me, what I've been telling myself lately is, you know, Katharina.
Here you go.
Thank you, sweetheart. And you know how usually when you taste butter, it tastes like nothing? You have to add it to your, whatever you're choosing to use your butter for. Let me tell you something. If I could put a little butter on your finger right now and you taste it, it's tasting good. So, and the friends could tell that too. Okay, so I'm going to switch.
Chunks of salt.
It does. That's what I was telling them. So I'm just kind of mixing it.
Mom, tomorrow you making your bread.
I need to. I'm going to have to like make it in the morning or at night when it cools down. Make sure the front door is closed.
Nope.
See? Okay, so there it is, guys. We made fresh butter. I had got a little on my finger, and thank you. And you can taste it.
It tastes the same.
It tastes like, typically you cannot taste the butter, just tastes like nothing until you add it to something. But when I find I find that when you make the butter, yourself, like homemade, it is, ouch. I find that when you make the butter yourself, homemade, that it is much better. And you actually can taste it. Than the store. Than the one that's made in the store. So anyway, I'm hot. Okay. So let's show them. My daughter is mixing.
Smooth, but it's so hard because it has the line in.
I try to do the light where it's like, what is going on?
Mom, you like bagels? You like bagels?
Okay.
Mom?
I don't know why this isn't working. Okay. So that's the butter. Homemade. And again, it's just one ingredient. You know what that ingredient is? It is
Milk.
your heavy whipping cream. That's it. And this heavy whipping cream was open. So typically, if I was to put it in this dish and I can fit 4 sticks of butter in this butter dish, it would fill it up. It's about,
I think it's like
maybe
2.
equivalent to 3 sticks instead of 4.
I think it's 2.
You think it's
like
2?
1, 2.
Yeah.
And some of them are really big.
Yeah. So, and then put in your butter dish. Make sure it's covered. Now, your homemade butter will not last out as long as far as when it comes to freshness when compared to the,
Sorry.
it's okay, when compared to the store-bought butter. I'm talking about the ones in the sticks. So I don't know if it's because of preservatives they may add in there or whatever, but I mean, it probably won't even last that long. Honestly, in your house, you may have to make it in a few days anyway, so it kind of evens out. But I like that it's just one ingredient, which is a heavy whipping cream. And then for those who may need to watch their salt intake, just know that you don't have to add salt. And you truly know it's just the whipping cream. And then, of course, if you want to make whip, you know, I was going to say the Cool Whip, but it's the, whipped cream, then just get you heavy whipping cream and put it in your standstill mixer or whatever, and then you got it. But, yeah, so thank you for stopping by for those who did. Thank you for those who did and subscribing. We just made homemade butter, and it makes to me, this one container makes the equivalent to 4 sticks of butter. Okay, it makes the equivalent to 4 sticks of butter. And this is a butter dish I have. I know there are multiple types of butter dishes, and we typically leave this on our countertop or on the table. Realize that this butter does not last as long out of the refrigerator as long as the stick of butter. So I want you to keep that in mind, because it's, it's fresh butter. So it's not like the already molded sticks of butter. So anyway, I hope you liked it. I hope you will try it out. That'll be awesome. Thank you for joining me. And I might come back on and let's just chat a little bit. But I'm about to get something to eat. I actually just bought a salad, so we could probably just chat, but yeah, since this is about just the butter, I'll probably come back on live, but oh.
Look, it's broken.
Did you do it like that before?
Put it in there like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all filled up. And
She's trying to fill up the water bottle, the balloons
and
for for a balloon fight or something. But anyway, I love you, but God loves you more. And calls you 24/7 Kingdom Woman. Make your own better. Let me know if you're going to try it out. You'll love it. And let me show you again of course, you can use Himalayan sea, Celtic. That's what I'm using. The Celtic sea salt or the Baja salt. And salt your own butter. Okay. I love you, but God loves you more and calls you 24/7 Kingdom Woman. Bye.